Begin with continuing coverage concerning former President Donald Trump's indictment. Today, many are wondering if it disqualifies Trump from running for the presidency or if a criminal conviction bars him for running for office. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has the answer. She joins us now live from the nation's capital. Good evening, Rachel.
Good evening, Mike. Law professors I spoke with say the Constitution makes it very clear who is eligible to run for a highest elected position.
Former President Donald Trump is the first former president to be criminally indicted. He is also running for president in the upcoming 2024 election. This is uncharted territory for our political and legal systems. While we wait for the arraignment, when the charges will be unsealed, we asked a law professor if an indictment can keep someone from running for the office of the president.
The Constitution spells out very clearly the conditions to be eligible for the office of the president. In Article 2, Section 1, the Constitution specifically mentions three conditions. One is that person needs to be a natural-born citizen, meaning that they were born here rather than naturalized later in their lives. Second, they have to be at the age of 35 and up, and three, that they have to be 14 years a resident within the United States.
Former President Trump meets those conditions. If convicted, law professors explain he could still run for our highest office.
There were plenty of convicted felons at the time of the founding, unfortunately or fortunately, and it's hard to believe that the founding fathers did not consider the possibility. They just preferred to leave it to the people. And I think that kind of determination by the people and for the people stays with us well into 2 centuries later. So I think it's not a fluke that they have forgot to mention convicted felons. They just thought that the electorate body perhaps would be wiser than to choose someone who was convicted in a criminal trial for president.
Outside of this alleged hush money indictment in New York, the former president is also being investigated in other cases and other places. In December, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack recommended to the DOJ that they charge the former president with an insurrection charge. And according to the law professor I spoke with, he says that the 14th Amendment in the Constitution says anyone involved in an insurrection or rebellion against the United States is not allowed to run for office. Mike, back to you.
All right, Rachel, even though the Constitution does not mention convicted felons as part of the eligibility requirements, some states have barred convicted felons from voting. In Pennsylvania, you are not eligible to register and vote if you're currently confined in prison or for conviction of a felony or halfway house, or if you are convicted of violating any provision of the Pennsylvania Election Code within the last 4 years.